Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow podcast brothers, Dorian, the D.A. Alberton, James, the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, and Daryl, D-Dub Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. Sports Chasers Podcast. We can be found on all podcast platforms, plus all social media platforms by searching Sports Chasers Podcast. All information is in our bio. Please be advised, at times there may be some explicit and colorful language. We are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. I'm your host and your moderator tonight. It's not that guy that he screamed out. D-Dub. And we got the guys here. We got DA, Mike Millies in the building tonight. Our host and moderator he's doing the backside of the productions today. So we're gonna be hanging out. The Angry One will be joining us here shortly. But what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
You know, it's all good. All
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
No complaints.
All right. Mike Mills, what's good?
I'm chilling. I mean, I didn't get the hat memo, so I went to go get a hat real quick. But
Hey, you rocking the Red Scully?
you
That's
good,
cool.
brother.
You good, man? You good?
yeah, I had to go get a hat. I saw y'all had hats. You know?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, I didn't
Please.
get the
I ain't got
memo
no
again.
bid. I can't go
Yeah,
get
man.
no bid, so, you know.
I was just thinking about chopping mine off just a little while ago. But yo, hey, here to talk about, man, we got so much to, we got week 17 run down. No, correction, week 18 coming up. College football championships and the bowl games there. We got a little bit of NBA today. And we're just gonna kick it around. We're gonna just start off with the college football tonight. We'll run that down. We had Georgia and Ohio State and TCU. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that one. TCU and Michigan. TCU shocking everybody and winning that game 51-45. And then we had that good game, Georgia and Ohio State. Georgia winning 42-41. So we're going to dive into that. DA, TCU, Michigan. Your thoughts, please.
Man, Harbaugh got a lot of explaining to do, Mr. Harbaugh. He has a lot of explaining to do. Dude's got to play defense, man. Quarterback, and I never like to come down on the kid.
Right.
Can't throw the ball to the other team. And, he threw pick sixes. So, I think he gave up, 12. So I can put 12 on 12, right? So he gave up 12 points straight up and down, right? Because he had 2 pick sixes. Without the 2 pick sixes, Michigan wins the game. They came back. They fought hard. A great team on both ends. Are good teams, good college teams, I would say. But TCU, the Horned Frogs, without a doubt, proved me wrong. I will definitely say they are TCU used to be like a powerhouse, defensively, and dudes always knew TCU could play. They fell off, and that's keep it straight 100. And this may be or maybe not their way back. I can't say they're back because usually when teams like TCU do well like this, it's because that senior class is wow. Them dudes stayed, and remember, guys, college football dudes will stay 6 years, man. So,
Right.
So the reality is that they get that class to stick around long enough, because you looked across that defense, and Harbaugh and the brother that's the offensive coordinator for Michigan at the beginning because, there were a few stops that TCU had. That 3-3-5 defense was wearing them out. And the dude act like, for Michigan, didn't act like he didn't know what to do. And I'm sure the quarterback definitely some plays had no idea what to do because he threw the ball to the other team a few times. So with that being said, it is what it is. Great. I think it was a good game, entertaining for folks, especially for folks that aren't crazy football fans. A lot of scoring, really exciting. The guys at ESPN did a great job narrating the game, in quotes. So, good job. Good job. Mikey, what you got, bro?
Michigan basically beat themselves. Just like the other Big Ten school who we'll talk about later. But they beat themselves. They gave the game up. And I remember a couple years ago when they first started doing this playoff, it was like, oh, well, the Big Ten, they don't have a championship game, so they be rested and they're not ready. Well, y'all got a championship game now. So what's the excuse? Yeah, so they beat themselves. Shout out to TCU, capitalizing. Shout out to their old man quarterback, capitalizing. And
I was about to ask, what y'all think about Max Duggan?
I think he'll get a shot, and he may be like, what's dude that plays for? And you know what, man? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you.
Okay.
Because I don't like when other people do it. Like, compare white guys to white guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I was going
to compare him to somebody black?
Yeah, I got to. I was going to compare him to dude that plays for New Orleans. What's the name? Backup quarterback.
Yeah. He escapes my mind now.
Yeah, I'm
come on, Jameis?
No, not Jameis. Taysom. Hill.
Not doing that. Not doing that. I'll compare him to not Huntley, but other running backup quarterbacks in the league. Like he's not the greatest reader of the defense because he doesn't have to in the style he plays. Now, a lot of college offenses are moving to the NFL, so you can be a Jalen like early. Like you could be a Jalen, and I think I got him as a Jalen because he's big like Jalen, like he's thick like Jalen. He probably can run like Jalen, based upon what I've seen. Jalen might have had a little bit, better college competition, but he can be a lower level Jalen. Like that, yeah, I can see that for him. I think, what he will get is shots. Like he's gonna get shots.
Yeah.
He gonna get jobs. So
yeah.
What about how do y'all feel about JJ McCarthy? His game, 343 yards and 2 TDs.
He gotta stay.
You think he's okay?
He gotta stay. He's a senior.
No.
Let
me see.
I don't think he's a senior.
It may not be.
He got to stay, man. Those 2 pick sixes, those will keep you out of work, B.
He's a sophomore.
He got to stay and redeem himself.
Oh, he got time. Yeah,
he got time. He's a sophomore. He's young. He's young at it, and definitely, he'll come back next year. And that's if his head coach, is still there because he's getting some offers, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but we'll see. But the thing is, an entertaining game. I think Michigan started off a little cute in the first quarter instead of just running the ball. As far as I was concerned, I think they could have just ran the ball, but they just.
What didn't do throw the interception the first play of the game? Like it was already down 7-0 after the first play.
Yeah, well, they turned it over. They turned it over in the red zone. It was on the goal line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and they just didn't get the job done. And that was that to me was stood out. So that's where they got down. It was 14-0.
And then they thought they had to start throwing the ball.
Yeah, so they had to open up that offense, that playbook a little bit, but probably
at least they thought they
quicker than they wanted to. But
because your identity is your identity.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're gonna do something, man, you got to do it. And
Right.
as weird as it seems, we've seen that happen where a team has come back. You know what I'm saying? You know, by just doing what they do,
Mm-hmm.
right? So just doing, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, man, 9:22 within in the game. They might have had a turnover before that, but 9:22. Bud Clark 41-yard interception return,
Yeah.
7-zip. 2:22 left in the quarter. Max Dugan 1-yard touchdown. So
Yeah. Days.
they got back. They got down because it was at 20 or 21-6 at the half, dog.
Yeah, 21-6 at half. Yeah, they was down. They if it wasn't, they scored 24 points and they got back in the 24 in the third. So, you
Yeah,
know,
and I don't know if that was fatigue or what the heck that was, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Bad
Wolverines. I think
decision
they,
making.
yeah, that too. Mike, bad decision making. Donovan Edwards, he's a beast, man. He look. Well, either he's a beast or TCU's defensive. Because he was running 23 carries, 119 yards, and they got Dermacado, 17 carries, 150 yards, one TD. Um, the run game
I thought they did
was
pretty. I
pretty
thought
good.
TCU did pretty good
Yeah,
against Michigan's runners. They were hitting them hard. They hit really hard at TCU, but they only hit real hard for like 3.5 quarters, which means that maybe they don't have the depth on the roster. So like they got some big Texas boys that are rocking,
right.
starters, maybe second team on the defense. But when it come down to it, they started getting a little tired towards the end of the game. But beginning of the game, I was on the phone with my little nephew. Shout out Quani, up there in Jersey, T-Neck High School. And we thought they was gonna put some dudes out the game the way they was slapping those dudes at Michigan. But those dudes held tough because the first quarter they were destroying them physically. I was like, wow, I was
Physically
yeah, I was
destroying.
shocked. I
Yeah.
was shocked.
Well, fellas, hey, we're gonna move right along. The second game, Ohio State and the Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs pulling off that win, 42-41. We have Mr. Stroud, uh, 348 yards passing. Mr. Bennett, 398 yards passing for Georgia. Uh, this was an entertaining game. Off the rip, it was good. So,
Yeah.
Mike, I'm gonna go to you. Your thoughts on this game?
Um, like I said, another Big Ten school who beat themselves because
Big
there's
Ten,
no
Big Ten.
reason you should have been up like that and let Georgia come back and beat y'all. Y'all had the upper hand all game. Y'all looked better from the beginning, and y'all fell apart. And then that field goal, they didn't have a chance in hell with that field goal. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy. So like I said about that game, and Georgia's capitalizing. Bama not in there. Go ahead and run your way to the championship. Go ahead and take another one real quick.
Hmm. Georgia, Ohio State was up at the half, 28-24 at the half. So they was scoring. Shout outs to what's my man's name? What's the wide receiver for Ohio State? I think he
Marvin
got.
Harrison put on the show, B.
Oh man, he's serious. And I'm going to ask you about him. Is he
He
going to
can't
go?
come out. No,
Can't go out
he's a
yet.
sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah, he's
Sophomores will come out.
No, he's
I don't
not
think he
he's not
should.
he's not a 3 year. I think you got to stay 3 years in college.
3.
So
6'4",
Is it?
205.
yeah.
He's definitely something serious, man. He's a serious. But go ahead, Da. Go ahead. Your
Same thing as Mikey said. I was shocked again because the physicality of Ohio State was I didn't think it was there. Like I've always thought them as being a soft team. So Marvin Harrison Jr. Definitely not soft, going hard. The other wide receiver went hard. Offensive line, defensive lines, like they were like there, and you could see like, yo, we're gonna show y'all we not soft. Everybody says we soft,
yeah.
and they went hard. But there were some plays where they let off the hard button and they were the wrong plays, and a few sacks, a few tackles for loss, And you could just see, like in the second half, these dudes from Georgia started saying, you know what? Y'all fake tough guys. And then things started to turn a little bit. So, again, the Big Ten still has a lot to prove. And I believe maybe bringing California into that mix of teams may make some of the dudes at the Big Ten schools, play differently. I would imagine. So,
got it.
but I got a lot of love for him, man. I'm glad Georgia won, and now we're really at a place where no one can say that just sure any team will win the championship. So, which is good, right? That's good for TV. Like no one can say, this team's gonna win. You don't
Right.
know. So North Dakota State, I know they. Well,
They win every year.
Almost. But South Dakota, I think they playing South Dakota, so something like that. One of those schools. So, yeah. Those are always good games.
I'm just glad that now here's my thing, and I said it to you guys earlier. I just hope that TCU can hang with Georgia. I'm sure Georgia is the favorites to win this game. I just don't want to see a 79-3 bowl
I don't
game.
think it's gonna be that. I don't think that's.
I'm just saying because then it's I'm going to have so much.
Look
to
how
talk
they hung
about.
with Michigan. They just hung with Michigan and made
That
them
was
beat
Michigan,
themselves.
right? I got you, but
Michigan beat
Georgia look
Ohio
like it's a
State, didn't
different.
they?
It's a different animal. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. That's all.
We'll see.
That's
And Monday night, I just pray that I just want to see a good game. I don't want to see a blowout. I really don't. But if it does happen, I'm going to be very disappointed. But
well, if you want to see a good game, it's North Dakota versus South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
that's the game.
You're gonna get a nice
Tell you.
55-53 last minute touchdown win.
That's it. That one AA game is probably going to be if you want to be a short shot, yeah, that's a short shot. Because not
Short
only
shot.
is it a game of teams that are kind of equally talented, it's a rivalry game, and it's a state versus state game. So you get everything in those games, and it's a game where the only way you'll get to the league, for the most part, is by showing out in those games. So yeah, that's that's where you get your Carson Wentz. Your Carson Wentz at. That's where you get them from.
That's it.
Those games, yeah.
Okay. Wait, a couple games I wanted to see if y'all had anything on. Clemson and Tennessee. Tennessee won that game 31-14.
Tennessee is going to be a problem, folks.
Well, Clemson sucked this year.
Mm-hmm.
But that quarterback they got is okay. I think they still got talent. But Tennessee is going to be a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not going away. All right? They're not going against it. But this is why I like the SEC. So, because, ain't nobody going to feel sorry for Alabama. Level up or not.
Mm-hmm.
Either you are or you're not. But Tennessee is not leaving. Like, they sitting down in the house right now. Eating chips, drinking soda.
Boots on the table.
Yeah, like that, straight up.
Boots on the table. Raid in the fridge.
Oh no,
I
they
hate
got it right now. So,
You're out of soda.
yeah,
beer, right?
they dead serious with it, B. Believe me when I tell you, man. So,
Hey
I
man,
watched it.
I know his LSU Purdue 63-7.
That we talked about that. Like, this is why they need a conference chair. I was gonna say Goodell, but they need a commissioner of some sort that can veto these games. Because I don't care what you want. Looking at just to give cats money, I don't think that's the answer.
Right.
So I think because that's what you're doing. I think we have to kind of say, look, man, we can't have you in the game. But we had a winning record. Yeah, but you suck. Like your record doesn't mean you were good. It means in this conference, you did this.
And this is the Citrus Bowl. This is
Yeah, it was not a major bowl, but one of the
Probably one is up there, right?
One
It's
of the
up there.
bigger ones, yeah,
Bigger
for sure.
bowls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Purdue, this is the best that you got to offer.
Yes, Michael said
yes. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike.
Drew Brees ain't out there playing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Drew Brees ain't out there playing.
Yeah, you're right.
Hence, that's why they weren't supposed to be in the game. Because no one could look at the television the whole year and say the cats that are playing for Purdue are just like the cats that are playing for LSU.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Austin Burton, the quarterback of Purdue.
Listen, I no disrespect to him.
No, he's a senior.
Yeah. But you can look.
Yeah.
Like where he was rated when he came into college and where the quarterback was playing for LSU was rated coming into college. These are facts, man. This is why we don't do the debate show-ish. Because
no, we're not.
Why don't we just deal in facts, man? Right?
Yeah,
I'm not going to say I think he's better. I think Austin is better than. Well, he's not. He's 62 points, not as good as this guy.
Yeah, 70. He only threw 74 yards, man. 74 yards.
And it's not a one-man game either.
No.
And that doesn't mean that kid won't go to the NFL, learn, get under good tutelage, and be a great Hall of Famer, be the next GOAT. Because that is what can happen.
Austin was
Tom Brady,
12 of 24, 74 yards, 1 interception. Yeah.
Yeah. So
those
stats are probably the same stats that the backup that played for LSU had in that game. And that's real. Like, this is not fake talk, and this is why Deion Sanders, not just for the money, said before that you shouldn't have these big schools playing these small schools and getting whooped up on for this paper because they're different dudes. They are different dudes, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, there's recruiting my son. We stood on one sideline and saw a directional school, whatever. And then we was on the sideline with North Carolina State, who was doing the recruiting, and we was like, yeah, these dudes are different than those dudes. They are all bigger, stronger, faster than those guys. Period. So, there's a difference. And there's levels to this stuff, so.
That, it definitely is. Do you have anything for Alabama, Kansas State? They took care of Kansas State 45-20 in the Sugar Bowl.
They're supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay. They're supposed to. And then we got our Rose Bowl where we had Utah versus, what's my team at? Utah and Penn State. Penn State gets the win 35-21.
I was shocked a little bit.
You were shocked? Yeah, because you did mention, you said Utah was the better team. Oh, you thought they was.
I thought they was, but.
And they might still be, but, it's only,
tougher. They were tougher.
Yeah. The quarterback for the Nittany Lions, Clifford, 279 yards, 2 TDs. Barnes for Utah had 112 yards, 1 TD. So
it's funny. Yeah. I think I thought that, and Mikey, let me know where you feel on this. I thought this because Penn State always lays an egg in their own conference. Like, they play their whole conference, and they'll beat Purdue, and they'll beat Indiana, they'll beat Nebraska, and then Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State will blow them out the building every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like,
my hood might be rougher than yours. I might be a square in mine, but
yeah.
Some killers on the corner. So
man. Yeah. I'm rolling 60s over here. Yeah, man. So it's some different thing here, man.
Sometimes it's just different over there. So when I get over here, it's like, oh, this is what y'all was worried about. Oh,
yeah, that's what it seemed like to me, man. So when I look at Penn State, unfortunately, I put them in there. You guys are okay.
They don't beat the brother. Big teams. Yeah, they're the little brother.
Yeah, and they used to be the big brother.
Yeah, but Joe Paterno ain't here no more. So
yeah.
They the little brother. That's what happens.
Indeed. Joe Pop going.
Okay, and I got one last one for you, and this one's for Dan. His Pittsburgh Pitt took the Sun Bowl 37-35 over UCLA. Any
Who?
thoughts on that one?
Oh, sorry.
What?
Hey,
Pitt
that was
played-
the Dan, a hockey
Pitt
guy,
got a football
man.
team.
Yeah, that's Pitt. Actually, he was texting, and he's like, it was a pretty good game. He said it was a good game.
It was.
Uh,
It was a good game.
I
Same
missed this
colors.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
most of them were the same colors. So,
37-35, close game. So, Pitt gets the win in the Sun Bowl. So, shout outs to all the college football. We got TCU, uh, Georgia, Monday night.
Monday,
Any prediction,
South,
guys?
South Dakota.
South Dakota? Not Georgia, not TCU.
South
Yes.
Dakota, champion of the world. No, I think Georgia's gonna win the game. They should.
Georgia should win.
They got
Mike?
a hold on the Duggan, the number one.
So Georgia
Receiver.
or TCU?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got TCU in here, so
I don't want TCU to win because they're a Big 12 school and go Texas. But I could kind of see it happening too on the low. I'm gonna go Georgia. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go Georgia. You know what? Never mind. Forget it. I ain't got no money on this. TCU. Why not?
TCU.
Man, we might have to ask John Zena what he think. D.
Just
You know what I mean.
he said it's rigged, bro. But
Don't.
we ain't
don't-
going there.
Don't you dare.
Don't go there.
Ask John Zena what he
Don't
thinks.
get it.
That's all.
But yo, this is it for our college football segment, and we're gonna move right along to the NFL, and we got no Thursday night game tonight. That was
Thank
last week
God.
was the last one, and I really wish, and we're gonna start off. I really wish that they stopped doing a Thursday night game in reference to what we had a scary situation on Monday night. And those that don't know, we have Damar Hamlin who was hit, and they had to resuscitate him on the field. It didn't look good for him at first. It stopped the game. Game was stopped. Game was canceled after Buffalo. I believe Cincinnati scored. No, it was 7-3. I believe Cincinnati was up 7-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
If I'm
It win.
and game stopped. It's the first time that I've seen that a game was stopped in the middle of a game. Usually somebody gets hurt or whatever, and teams they resume back. Scary situation. Prayers to Mr. Hamlin and his family. He is. They said he is getting better. There's reports today that his eyes are opening up, and
Roll the
he's-
message.
yeah. So shout outs to the NFL. Everybody just doing the right thing. They did it. They did everything that they thought that they could do, which was right at that moment. Now, with that being said, now we have to start off with the hard things, because after a tragic or a scary situation happens, is we have to get back to business. And the elephant that's in the room is, what are they going to do
Man.
with this game? Because this game is important. The game was important.
Is it?
The game, yes. That this particular game, yes, for playoff implications. So,
Is it?
What say you?
Funny.
Look at the trickle down. Baltimore lost last week, so the shit really don't matter if they lose again this week, right? So Bengals got their division. Boom. Okay, I think they're like equal.
Do they
with
get the
Kansas
first
City.
seed though? See,
Huh?
do they get the first seed?
I said based on what happens this week. Honestly, because if they both lose and it becomes some shit where it's like that, then it's like, all right. Or if they both win and it becomes a situation where it's a tie, then all right, I get that too. But if it ain't no tiebreaker, just whatever, who cares? Something more serious happened. Baltimore screwed it up. If Baltimore would have won, and then this would have had some precedent over the division too, then I'd have think it'd have made sense. But then again, the NFL jacked up the playoffs because what you adding an extra team for? So either way,
I mean, that was already,
but that was stupid. What are you adding extra teams for? Oh yeah, that's why this matters, because they They added an extra team in a money
Well,
grab.
that's what I
and
was
messed up the
telling
whole
you, brother.
situation.
It matters, right? You just answered the question. It matters.
Don't matter, but I
It
guess.
matters.
You know
Yeah,
what?
D.
It's funny. What Mike says is like it's prophetic in a way, keeping it 100, and that's not my phone.
No, not mine neither.
Mine neither. Yeah, it's the background specialist.
Yeah,
It's his phone
mine
every
neither.
week. It's always his phone.
I ain't pay no phone bill. I ain't got no damn phone. But what Mike said makes a lot of sense because if they come up to us with a solution, and I've heard a few, and they've been real convoluted, you know, if tiebreaker didn't go down the winning percentage and, you know, and this and that and that, and they'll figure it out. But that's what you have people that work there to get paid to do, dog, is figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I have not spent any of the 4 mental brain cells I got left on this topic because you know what? Somebody else is going to figure it out. They're paying someone else to figure it out. And what's going to happen is they're going to get to a point where they're going to have the best teams because we've been knowing it's only like 2 or 3 spots open. And one of those spots, it don't matter, right? So if the Titans beat the Jaguars and win the division, they're in. So that's 1 spot out because they won the division. You know,
okay.
And there's only 1 more game that means anything after that, and that's the next wild card game of who gets in to the wild card, right? Now, you're talking about the order at that point in time. All they got to do is have a neutral site game, and then the order don't matter.
Okay.
Take 2 teams and put them in a neutral site game, and then it doesn't matter. So they can figure it out. Like, none of this is like, shit, I just thought of that sitting here. And I used to be a real book we had back when we was really good in the 80s. So, listen, man, I'm just telling you, like, the reality is what they're going to do is 1 spot is already going to be done. Because if the Titans win or the Jaguars do, they win. They get
okay, that's we're not even talking about that one. That's already sold up. That's the winner of that one gets in. That's they put number 5
there's
Chargers.
1 spot for the wild card, right?
Okay.
The problem with the 2 teams that played Monday is that one of those teams wants a bye or a home game per se.
I mean, both of them get a home game. Bills. I'm looking at the standings now.
And then we say you could do, but if you got you give all 3, right? If you want, but if there's an issue, just put it at a neutral site game for one of them, and that's all. That's it. Done. Bow. It's finished. Let's go. We're going to bed. It's not that hard, man. Like I think what Mike said was prophetic in the way that it really don't matter because they pay people to figure these things out. Like it's not, it's not the worst thing in the freaking world to figure out. Like they can get a solution because no one's going to say no. That's why you can get a solution because no one's saying no.
The thing is, now if you're Buffalo and you don't have to go through Kansas City to win, you would want to have this game, and
strategic.
If they win, they would have to hope that Kansas City loses, and Kansas City is not going to lose to the Raiders. I don't think, unless they don't play nobody.
Didn't Buffalo beat Kansas City, or did Kansas City beat Buffalo?
Buffalo beat
Kansas
City.
So I think if Buffalo win this week, they should give the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Technically, without the one loss,
they got the same record, then they get the tiebreaker.
They give it to them.
Because because they got the one game. They got one more game. You understand? Because you didn't play this game. Kansas City wins, they go to 14-3. Buffalo wins, they go to 13-3. They have the one.
Yeah, but what they'll say is that the way they're going to treat this D is like the game never existed.
That's what they should treat it like.
Like so, and they've done this in college, where like Miami had a flood or whatever, and they just wiped the games, because you can't redo them. Right? The college season is a finite season. There are no bye games. So you can't make up a game in college. So if you ain't got it, it didn't happen. All right? This other team is 8-5 in the Coastal thing, and in the Atlantic, you're 7-5, and whatever, you're the champ.
I get it.
You got to play each other.
But
nothing you can do.
I
It ain't going to be fair. It's just going to be what it is.
I think you got to try and make it. It's not going to be fair, but it's not. You should try to make it as fair as possible. So, with that being said, the best idea that I've heard is flip a coin and move the game. Move the game back. That's as fair as you go. Move it back an extra week.
Coins.
No,
that's the only thing I see.
Because the logistical.
Don't tell me we need the Pro Bowl. We don't need the Pro Bowl.
No, the Pro Bowl ain't got nothing to do with it. Because remember, there was a point in time where they didn't have any skip between the weeks of the Super Bowl. They just played.
Correct. They just ran it through.
Yeah,
need to go back to that.
Yeah, but the logistical part of adding another game, there's a lot of shit involved in that, man. I know they can do it, but they're not going to add an extra game. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Because
not everybody else gets off. Just those two teams play in that week that, when you push it back. Just those two teams play.
But remember,
everybody else gets a week. Everybody else gets off.
You're pushing the whole league off to play a game.
And then whoever's the 3 seed is going to have to. Well, both teams got to. Both teams got to play again another week.
Yeah, so what? That you just said it ain't gonna be fair.
No, it ain't. But we talk about player safety, right? So I mean, hey,
no, get him well.
Oh well, listen, you're gonna be
player safety.
Canceled on this one.
They trying the best.
You're gonna be canceled
the best they can.
Okay, Daryl Bayless over there.
Yeah.
They're trying the best they can.
I don't know why they stopped this game and rolled it
I don't know why.
over and play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it ain't gonna happen, man. Like I said, it's a wrap for the game itself.
It's dead.
The easiest way for them to do it was to say it's over. Like the game was never gonna happen. It never happened. Period.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
They took Reggie Bush Heisman away. They could take
they can do any goddamn thing. There you go.
They can do whatever the hell they want to do.
There you go, D. Tell them Mike shit. Fuck,
Here we go. Moving right along.
And you took Reggie Bush Heisman and then legalized getting money under the table, and then you're gonna tell me you can't cancel this damn game because somebody almost died? Man,
Hey, y'all just said it ain't fair.
It ain't gonna be fair. That's what they're just gonna act like. They're just gonna act like the game didn't matter, and they're gonna say, "Listen, we'll go by winning percentages or something else." There's so many stats these guys have right now that they can use. They'll find a stat to differentiate what it is.
All right. Sounds good.
They made up QBR shit.
Yeah, made up QBR. You know what they'll do is say they'll put common opponents.
Word.
That's what they used to do in college. Because every conference had different like
I used to like when they did that. Well, they still do like the RPI.
They do.
I enjoy that. That's a way better.
Different schools had longer seasons. Some had shorter seasons. And even if they had a championship game, their shit was shorter and longer, and they would do the RPI, but they would take common opponents.
Yeah, you played everybody.
Yeah, they take common opponents. They'll figure out something.
All right, fellas. All right. Well, shout outs to the angry one for checking in. What he said. Like DA said, the NFL will figure it out. And at the end of the day, if both Cincinnati and Buffalo agree to what the NFL decides, I have no issues. I'm with you on that one. Too much money involved for that, fellas. TV money is good money. They won't push anything back, in my opinion. Yeah, well, I mean, you right about that. I also think that, man, listen. At the end of this week, I think they could get another weekend. And like I said, take out the Pro Bowl. You don't need the Pro Bowl. Nobody's checking for the Pro Bowl. There is no Pro Bowl,
man. They don't have that no more.
They didn't have it the week before the Super Bowl.
They don't have it. They don't have it.
They have field day.
Yeah, they're going to have a skills challenge like on the Thursday, dog.
Okay, cut that out. I don't care.
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with the Sunday. It's on Thursday.
No, what I'm saying, the week before, that weekend.
No, they don't have no week before whole thing for the damn Pro Bowl no more.
It's field
day. They play like the same week on a Thursday.
So
They have
what's
a
that
kickball
week?
game
That
instead
empty week. There's an empty week there. That's what I'm
Media
saying.
week.
Oh
There's
yeah,
an
but
empty week.
no. They don't know because you
They
can't.
don't
do
need
the
media week. Stop.
What?
Come
See
on,
now,
bro.
now you're drinking.
Stop.
Now you're
Y'all
drinking.
bugging.
Now,
Y'all
where's Cisco
bugging
at?
if you think we
Where's
need
the
media
brass
week.
monkey?
We
Where
don't need
is the
media.
brass monkey, Daryl?
Put the poppy
Don't make me
wine
go
down.
get it.
Put the poppy
They
wine
don't
down.
need
Put it
media
down.
week. All right, yo. Let's go on before we go to a whole nother way.
Skill.
Week 18,
Skill.
fellas. I'm not
Who
going
cares?
through all. I'm not going
Who
through all these
cares?
games because some of these
Don't.
games don't mean nothing.
No, none
I'm
of
just
them
going
do.
through the
None
important
of them
ones.
mean
only
nothing.
No, no, this is an important game. Da Titans and the Jaguars. That
That-
when
Okay,
it
that
when it
matters.
gets in,
Where they playing?
that matters. They are in Jacksonville. Your thoughts? Who you got?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville.
I'm
I
going
like Doug
Jacksonville. You going
Peterson.
Jacksonville, D?
Yeah.
Jacksonville gets in. They'll play the Chargers. When they play the
They'll
Chargers.
beat the Chargers.
Second most important game, and that's going to be later on. That's an 8:00 game. Detroit and Green Bay. That's a
Got a
good one.
shot for you. I got Detroit winning this game.
You got Detroit going to Lambeau.
You trust
Yeah.
you trust Matthew Stafford back there?
No,
Yeah,
I
alright.
don't. No, I do not. No, I don't.
Oh, so you
trust
putting that on
Jarrett
record? You don't
Stafford?
trust?
I'm putting
I don't-
Williams on black. That's my man. He held me down this whole fantasy season, so I got to throw it back to him right now.
I don't.
I'm going with
care.
the running back.
Who you
I'm
got,
going-
Mike?
He's going with Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going with Aaron. I don't trust. You telling me you trust Jarrett Stafford in a game that? Listen,
I told you.
I keep telling
they could
y'all.
cut
them the
Jarrett.
same- I keep
I'm
telling
telling
y'all,
you. I'm
them the
telling you they
same
could cut Jarrett
person.
Stafford and him not play.
and they still.
I don't care nothing about the quarterback position in Detroit, nor have I since before Barry Sanders got there. I don't care about no quarterbacks in Detroit.
So
I'm going with the running backs.
So I'm gonna say this. Like I said, I don't trust Jarrett Stafford. It's the same person. They do the same thing. They got the same highs and lows. They're gonna
boy.
start off getting blown out. He gonna come back and fall short.
And still
The
lose?
city of-
And still
and
lose.
the city of Detroit is gonna riot again. Got their hopes up
Well,
like
that
that.
could happen.
Nice.
That could happen. But this does
Going
do for
Packers.
good, good theater on our show. So, yes.
Good there, no doubt. So, with that being said, either one of those teams win, they will meet San Francisco in San
They're taking
Francisco
it
and
out, so
play the 49ers at home.
they're going to take
So-
it out. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Next important game, I think. Well, we got
No more.
Dolphins.
They're-
The
they're-
Dolphins
no,
need to
no,
win.
no,
Dolphins
no,
need to win against the Jets to
No.
get in. They don't win. They what needs to happen? Somebody needs to lose in order for the Pittsburgh to get in. Pittsburgh would need the Dolphins to lose
And someone
and Buffalo, New England to lose in order for them to get in. So
Which both
that's
could
what.
happen.
Yeah, that's what would need
But
to happen.
Buffalo may not play anybody. So,
Yeah.
don't matter.
Well, yeah. Then that's a whole
and
other
see, that's
thing.
the
So,
other thing. So, if the teams this week don't play anybody because they know they're in, that also will factor into this. So, I think, like I said,
so you did at the end of the day, you don't think they don't need to do the games and
No.
that it will work its way
Low
out.
key,
It
you
shake
know what?
its
That
way
just
out.
made sense. I would, if I was both them teams, I'd rest my starters because it don't matter.
Mhm.
Bengals can't lose the division. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
either way they end, they
Yeah,
don't change. They'll be either
and-
2 or the 3, and Kansas City
Basically.
will be a
So it's
1.
like, yeah, fuck it.
So, but if you're Cincinnati, you might be mad, but again, you had 16 weeks, 17 weeks to get this
And
stuff
even if you was
together.
the
So,
two, you would play this weekend anyway. They don't do the 2-team bye no more, right? So yeah,
that's
like,
right. There's only one team.
no,
that's
there's
involved.
only one team to get the bye.
Yeah, put your hands up. You're
And
And
gonna
it's
be
going to
playing
be
this
Kansas
weekend
City
anyway.
anyway.
Right, you're gonna be
And
playing.
that's
this
why I
weekend
said
anyway.
if it was a home game and you worried about, oh, well, I lose my home game, put it in a neutral site. That's all. Team 3 doesn't get the home game, you just play the neutral site. That's all.
Oh man, well, you guys got all the answers, huh? I tell you.
I got no answers.
None. I'm just
Oh,
I'm
Sports
married.
chaser.
I know I don't have the answers. Been married 30 years. I know I ain't got no answers.
Hey, the angry one got. He says 615 stand up. 615. I believe that is Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. He
It
got
might
Green
be
Bay.
Green Bay. You know,
He got
knowing
Detroit
E.
on the road
He
to
might be
win.
repping Green Bay on the low.
Tua playing. Tua ain't playing. Tua don't need to
No.
play no more.
No more.
In my Birdman voice, no more. He don't need to
said,
play no
is
more.
we leaving or is we done?
Yeah,
Is
he
we
don't need to
leaving
play.
or is we done?
No more. Okay, we want to talk player safety. Stop playing. He don't need to play until he gets healthy. Period. That's all I got to say about that one.
That boy head hurt. He don't need to be out there.
Right
Yeah,
now,
dog,
it hurts.
yeah.
Right now it hurts.
Right, he needs time, bro. I don't understand why we're trying to run him out there. I know what they're trying to do. He don't need to. For his safety, he needs to just chill.
Well,
There ain't no
this is
ain't
one
no
of those
reason for
times
him
that
to
we'll
go out
see.
there.
We'll see if
Yeah.
the teams love you. No, we'll
But
see.
well, we know there ain't no love in this game, so we already know that, and that be that. But anything else, fellas, you got with this?
Nope.
Is the angry one laugh at player safety? Yeah, player safety. Yeah, all right. But yeah. So that's all we got for you. Week 18 of the NFL. It's been a good year. Good year for the NFL. A couple of things that's happened that I believe they'll address at a later time. So with that being said, we'll move right along. Hey, DA, we got the NBA. You got anything?
Okay, I thought, brother, I thought you was gonna skip. Don't come at me like that.
Oh,
I figured, yeah. 'Cause
Hey,
this
well,
number two.
Mike
This
blacked
number
out his
two on the
screen.
motherfucking rundown.
Mike blacked the screen, so I looked up and he was gone. So I was like, let me shoot it to you.
Look.
But if
Yeah,
you
I
want
was
me
gonna
to
jump
go,
too, but Mike got there before I got there.
yeah,
so,
he done jumped off. But the NBA, I don't, NBA's just been really. Where's Ryan at, man? I gotta ask the producer, where is Ryan at, man?
Look, I've watched a few games, man. I'm starting to
Go ahead, man.
get my sea legs. I'm still definitely not satisfied with the defense overall, based on what I've seen. Because I've seen a lot of these teams play defense, and then they have like 140, 130 points scored in the game. To me, makes absolutely, positively no sense.
Brother, we said 150 points
so-
this weekend.
Yeah,
this week.
yes. So I say that to say for anyone, and I would love, for real, to talk to any fans about the NBA, because I'm just trying to figure out the defensive thing, like why you can play defense some nights and can't play D other nights, which is kind of weird to me. I think other than that, if we just have more in defensive intensity on both sides, the games would be a lot better. It would be
What do you
great.
think about this 3-point line though? Because somebody
You know
made a
what? Yeah,
reference.
listen,
Kev
my
told me
thing-
something about Popovich making
I
a
think
reference.
he says the space or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, dog, if you playing D, you playing D. Period. Listen, nothing else to that. Because whether you guard them at the 3-point line, at the hash, whatever it is, if you're playing, you're playing. Right? So the 3-point line would never make a difference. Right? If you say, oh, well, Steph just comes down and he gets to the line and shoot it. Well, you cover him all 94 feet. And he can't do that. That's not the first guy that comes up court and just shoots jumpers. The coach just tells you to follow that man. Get on that man. That's all. It's like soccer. They call it marking him in soccer. You just got to stay on that guy. That's all. So they'll run picks and they'll run you off and whatever else, but they would have did that anyway. They did that to Rip Hamilton. They did that to Reggie Miller. It don't matter. That's what they do. That's what the game is. What we have to stop doing is making excuses.
Yep.
If you're playing defense, you're playing defense. If you're not playing D, you're not playing D. So you can't say I'm playing D below the 3-point line, then you're not fucking playing D.
Well, who's
Because
responsible
the whole court
for
is
that,
94
man?
feet.
Who's
think-
responsible? Who's responsible for this?
The
Because the lack
teams,
of
the
defense,
players.
the lack
the
of
teams and the
defense,
players, man.
the
Listen,
lack of
them.
defense is ridiculous. It's not.
But
Nobody's
who is
doing
the-
nothing.
who's the dude responsible for finding dudes for not playing D?
Who drew up
That
that
would be-
defense?
Yeah, like where we at?
Who drew up that
Right,
defense?
we letting the
What are
dog,
you
we letting
running
the
in
dog
practice?
wag the tail.
Every day. What are we running in practice every day that y'all can't stop a 3-point shot? Because every team in the league shoot threes now. It ain't like every team. It's not like just like when the Warriors first started this shit. It wasn't like it was just the
Yeah,
Warriors.
yeah.
It's everybody now. Everybody. Even the bad
I
teams
can't,
shooting
I
100
can't,
threes.
I can't.
So
man.
we're not running nobody off the line. We don't know how to do
you're
that.
not guarding. You don't want to
We're
guard.
not
You want to face
guarding,
guard. You want
dog.
to watch, shoot. You want to let people. You don't want to step over screens. You don't want to
Hey, did you see that? Did you see what John Morant did yesterday? Now I don't know. Where's the coach at for
Yeah, well,
Charlotte?
again, there you go.
Where's the coach at?
Listen.
But see,
no,
everybody.
fuck the coach. That ain't even about the coach. Where's your pride?
You let
at?
the
You not
Yeah,
holding
let
the
the-
ball and standing there. Boy, I will knock you out of bounds and take the tech. Like there's no way you doing this, dude.
bro. He
No.
let like almost 27 seconds run off the clock.
Well,
All
dudes
right.
didn't know the
If-
rules of the game.
That's
They
another
thought
thing.
they thought he was going to get a 8-second penalty.
The 8 second and the 8
But they
seconds
didn't
don't
know
start.
that if he doesn't touch, if nobody touches the ball,
There you go.
no, both of those penalties are wiped out. But the reality is, where's the coach on the side? Yeah, okay, so the players are 18, 19. They don't know. It's never happened to them in their NBA lives. They don't know. Give you a piece of an excuse, not a real excuse, right? That's just a piece.
I was about
Yeah,
to say,
that was
but
the
go
piece,
ahead.
boy.
But-
I made a face.
Yeah,
That's a piece. But
I was about to say, but go ahead.
But even if they didn't know and didn't make a move, then the next line of defense is the coach. Next and final on the court is the coach that should be
D.
screaming
You
to
right.
go do this.
And I
So-
seen,
running
I seen
laps.
Clifford. Hold on, I seen Clifford wave his hand like somebody come. He did it like maybe 3 to 4 times.
Oh shit, man!
And nobody came to
listened,
the
then
ball.
That's on him.
But he's
That's
sitting
right.
down. So I'm like, well,
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
you
bro.
got you got to stand up, bro, and motion over, go get the ball.
Yeah, for
Hands
sure.
and feet.
So,
Hands
But,
and feet.
yes,
But yes,
And-
this goes back. Go ahead, D. Let me let you finish your.
Yeah,
thought.
Miss. He just said something, man. It don't just start at AAU. Start before AAU. I've never been on a team. My son's never been on a team where defense wasn't the first thing coaches screamed and yelled. You can't play on this team if you can't play no D. You can't do this, you can't play no D. So they learn and know defense their whole fucking lives. If you turn on the college game now, you'll watch them play defense. And I'm just not talking about Duke and Carolina. I mean, every game, Houston against, whatever, Austin Peay. Like, dudes is guarding up. That's why
They
you see
full
little
pressing.
dudes getting dunked. Yeah, you seeing little dudes getting dunked on all the time in college. Because they guarding up. Because in college, you just won't play. Now, you get to the NBA and you don't know how to play defense. Like I gave the example to y'all the other day in another situation. A motherfucker ain't been driving 30 years. And then this week he don't know how to drive no more.
That was a good one, yo.
Right? That just don't happen, man. So
All
these
of a
cats
sudden.
know how to play defense, man. But no one holds them accountable for doing it
And that's what I was going
or
to get
doing
at,
it.
because the NBA has been lying. Even these ambassadors for the NBA, they sit around. The NBA is fantastic, blah blah blah, and it's like, fantastic to who? You know what I'm saying? Because this is not the game that we knew and loved. Because part of it is the defensive side of it, and me watching a game that's 150 to 120 something, 115. That's not really that's not really a game I'm interested in. You understand what I'm saying? And I could be wrong. Mike, what say you, man? Is it me? Is it us? Am I the old guy?
Nah, because like to me, the basics of basketball, is guard your man, play defense, and then after a certain, you gotta have some kind of dignity and self-respect. Like you can't let somebody do that on your home floor 3 times. Like
The first time he go off guard, okay. The second and third time you is coming. Go box him out. Go bump him. Something. Foul him. Something. Do anything. Like, there's going to be games where dudes are absolutely hot. They're scorching. They're going to hit their shots because that's just the nature of the sport and the nature of the game. But you got to do something. Something. Help, switch, anything. Anything. They're not competing defensively. You might get a hand up, but then the refs are calling it soft too. Oh, he was in his airspace when he shot or when he landed. And it's like, you got to call it on them guys that's leaning forward and wilding out. Because a lot of these guys shooting, they're not shooting for the shot. They're shooting because you're there. Oh, okay. I'm going to kick my foot and fall backwards. Shout out to Reggie Miller. But
true that.
Yeah, so it's on the refs a little bit, right? A piece of an excuse, but it's on these players and it's on these coaches. You got to have some type of self-respect. You got to have some type of
honest too, B, because they the one that control the money.
Word.
Something got to happen because listen, man, you're gonna end up killing the game. Now, I think young people want to see defense as much as old people. They'll let the news tell you that they don't. You go, oh, well, he's a one-way, two-way player. He's a one-way. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
That two-way shit blows mine every time.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what? Who?
A two-way play? Oh, I guess they was talking about the Kawhi effect or
the game is two-way.
It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody, because I'm like, everybody used to be two-way.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't good at it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but even if he wasn't good at it, dude's trying to play defense.
Well, that's some of these buzzwords that the 3-letter network, 4-letter network try to come up with. Two-way player, make it sound cool, but you're supposed to be a two-way player. That's what the game calls for.
That's me.
Yeah, it's part of the game, exactly. So and like I said, well, we're strongly coming close to the Martin Luther King, where I said after Martin Luther King, the game starts getting. The NBA starts becoming a little bit more important.
Because, listen, I'm going to say how old I am. I remember when the All-Star game used to be competitive.
Facts.
So.
Facts. Let me do the rundown real quick. In the Eastern Conference, we got the Boston Celtics. They lead it by one game over Milwaukee. They are 26-12. Milwaukee is 25-13. The Brooklyn Nets lost last night, first loss in a while. Strong. Yeah, they 25-13. The Cleveland Cavaliers, shout outs to them, 25-14. Believe it or not, man, look at this. Philadelphia 76ers 23-14. The Knicks are 21-18, 5.5 back. Then you got the Pacers and the Miami Heat. Then you got the 9-10 teams, which is Atlanta and Chicago. So
I got the East is stronger than the West, though. Real talk this year.
They all bunched up, man. There's a lot of 24s. The Denver Nuggets is 24-13 here in the Western Conference. Memphis Grizzlies 24-13. Pelicans 24-14, half a game behind. Dallas Mavericks 22-16, 2.5 back. And shout out to the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings. Who's the coach over there? Mike,
No.
Bill Walton.
Is it Walton now?
Yeah, Luke Walton.
Luke Walton. He got them. He's turning this around 20-17. Shout outs to them. They finally, it's been a long time. The LA Clippers 21-18. We still got street closing, and you might as well say, street closing.
It's Mike Brown is Sacramento actually.
Mike Brown, yeah, I know. I was about to say, I know, yeah. Okay. Mike Brown's in there, and he's doing a fantastic job. LA Clippers 21-18.
Coach when LeBron not around. What?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, but I'm not gonna start there. It's, Portland Trailblazers 7th place, 19-18. Phoenix coming in at how the mighty had fallen. Phoenix Suns is 20-19. They got the 8th seed as of right now, currently constructed, and Golden State Warriors still hanging around with that 9th, tied with the Phoenix Suns, 20-19, and the Utah Jazz at 10. So that's your NBA. Like I said, we'll start getting a little bit heavier as the season goes on. As the NFL season starts to close and the NBA starts picking up, we'll have your your NBA. Hopefully, Ryan can come back and join us a little bit and talk more about sports. But fellas, before we get out of here, I got one more. We got a good fight this weekend. Javante Tank Davis is
Sure.
heading towards Washington D.C. in his backyard to
That's
fight
right.
Hector Luis Garcia. And not only I'm looking forward to seeing this fight to see where he at, but we got a guy. What's his name? Jaron Boots Ennis.
Yes.
He's a stud, man. This guy is 25 years old. Uh, he got mannerisms of Floyd Mayweather when you look
Yeah.
at him and the way he talks. This guy, he got power. Um, and this is what's wrong with boxing. Again, another thing with boxing where you got the belts are tied up with Spence and Crawford, and they see the young stud behind him, and nobody's trying to fight this dude.
And nobody want that smoke.
Nobody wants to smoke. But at some point, I read an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I gotta get forgive me for not giving the credit, but they was just saying how these guys are not fighting. They're not fighting, and you got
It's
my
the
man.
Floyd blueprint.
He's 25 years old.
Stop that, man.
Yeah,
Floyd did that shit.
That's
You want to
Nah.
fight people when they. You want to fight people when they 107.
No,
Floyd
I
did it.
can't.
It's Floyd
I'm not
fault.
No,
I can't.
Oh,
I
so
can't
Alright,
say
Canelo,
that.
Okay.
Canelo was 25 and Floyd
go.
was 35.
Yeah, he
Okay, what about the rest of them? What about
Everybody
okay,
else he fought?
Floyd fought old ass De La Hoya. Who else
De
he
La
fought?
Hoya
He
wouldn't even
fought-
fight, B.
He fought
I mean,
I'm talking about-
Pacquiao.
Floyd was young when he fought De La Hoya. That wasn't his fault. He was just
He was
getting
a
he
kid.
was just getting in the game.
Floyd was,
Yes.
oh, he died. I think it's, well, you know his thing was dying.
Oh, he's dying. Yeah, but
I'm
Floyd,
not gonna talk about
we're
Mike
not gonna let him do the slander.
Yeah, I'm not your dog.
I'm not gonna let
listen,
you
man.
do the Floyd
know
Mayweather
that
slander.
me-
Stop.
You know you're going to miss me with that because Floyd to me is the greatest of all time.
That's 100%.
We can talk about it, whoever want to talk about it. The dude fought more champions and won.
There you go.
You know, so he fought dudes way back when. You know, when he was TNT. You know, so forget the money Mayweather back before that. So, but that's me.
Yeah, De La Hoya was old at the time, but Floyd was young coming in the game.
Floyd was young.
So I mean, hey, that's just how boxing is. But in this case, we got two guys, two young studs, in Crawford and Errol Spence, and they're not trying to come up off that
Fight Ennis now.
Fight Ennis, and they
Take
see
the
the
fight.
young lions coming, and there's
No, that's
nobody
why
else.
when-
There's nobody else in that should be. He's number one. He's the number
Spence is
one
gonna have the
contender.
problem. 'Cause
Spence is going to
don't-
have the pen.
Because he
Yes.
don't want to move up, right? Listen, Bud 30-something, so Bud could always, I was trying to get the big fight and bow out, right? He's trying to get more
Yeah,
money,
Zab
so
is
he's gonna
retired.
Go up, right? So he's gonna go. But your boy Spence, he don't want to move up because his boy's at middleweight. So he's not going to fight up there. So he's going to have to fight in this.
And
Now
that's
what
my
we have to
problem
have
with
in
that.
boxing is we got to have dudes like the WBO just did say, listen, man, if you're not fighting, I'm taking this belt.
We taking the belt, stripping.
If you're not using these bands for this belt for your pants, I need it for mine. So we're gonna take this belt. You can get some string around your pants, and we're gonna take this belt and give it to someone that's gonna wear the belt and use the belt. Because
Facts.
it makes no sense for us to, year after year after year after year, give time away because you don't want to fight a guy that may not beat you, but possibly beat you. That's how scared you is that you're not even gonna fight this guy. That I don't like. I
Yeah.
really don't like that. So it's
So
what it is.
barring, some of these guys, somebody's got an injury or something like that. But his father has talked to the councils and has demanded that somebody, hey, my guy's the number one contender, and he should have. I mean, really, Crawford took a lesser opponent
rather than fight him.
rather than fight him, and that's not a good look.
I think the dudes that own the at the belts, Crawford can't take that fight.
Mm-hmm.
You got to fight this dude. He's number one contender.
And
See, it worked in the movies, right? When
Yeah.
it's, Rocky
Exactly.
Balboa, number
Yeah.
one. Contender, I was supposed to get this fight, Paulo.
Yo. Hey.
All right, yeah. Well, somebody at the top got to say it.
Yeah. And shout outs to them. But guys, if you're interested in boxing, like I said, it's a good fight tonight. Good, definitely a good undercard. You won't be disappointed. If I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. We got some good fights, and Tank Davis is. This is going to be a challenge for him. I don't think I think that this guy, he's a seasoned veteran,
pro,
and he wants belts too. So we should be in for a good one. This should be a good stiff test for Tank, and he's been going through some issues of his own, and now he's focused. He's according to what he said today. Yeah, he said he's focused. He's ready to rock and roll. So shout outs to him and his camp, and hopefully we'll have a good fight. But we're out of time, and we're gonna wrap this up. Da, you got anything?
Hey man, glad little brother woke up. God bless him and his family. And that's it for me, man.
Yo, the angry one is funny dude, man. He said the same guy that told me Coke Zero is good. Yo, Coke Zero is good. I don't care what you say. I got a lot of people who like it. So shout outs. Well, no, I can't shout you out because we ain't get no money.
Can't, not yet.
Nobody over here. We got before we shout you out. But like I said, hey, that's a good point. Shout outs to the Hamlin family. Like I said, he's doing better today. Shout outs to everybody. I also would like for everybody, the sound of my voice, if they could like, share, subscribe our channel. Also tell us. I don't care if you love us, hate us. We love all opinions.
We here for the smoke, baby.
We here for all of it. Tell us if you anything
and the smoke is not a fight.
It gets better.
We don't debate.
We're not a debate show. Actually, I think debate shows is whack. I think it has gotten all of us into this program world that's what we need to do. No, we're gonna talk the facts and give you the facts, and and we're gonna bounce off of that, and that's it. So Mike Mills, shout out to Mike Millie. He says he has a new single dropping midnight. My last. Holla at me. Okay, cool deal. Yo, shout out to Mike Millie. We appreciate him stepping on. He had some technical issues and he had to slide, so we appreciate him. Shout out to Dan, the hockey man. He's out. I think he's on vacation. So shout out to him. When he gets back, he'll hit us up with the hockey. Shout outs to the Angry One for checking in. He can't be with us tonight, but he was checking in on the comments on YouTube. We appreciate you.
And the host and moderator.
Yeah, host and moderator. He had a little issue today, incident. So shout outs to him. Prayers to him. Hopefully, he'll join us shortly or soon, on next week sometime or the week after. So with that being said, I'm D-Dub, your moderator, host for the night. Got the keys and got my man DA.
Peace.
Yo, thanks for rocking with us. It's the Sports Chasing Podcast. Peace.
One.